Hi, I'm the Recruiting Maven and welcome back to my channel. Today's topic of conversation is how can everyone find international jobs? With that said, I just want to say a quick thank you for those of you who like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I deeply appreciate your kind support. For those of you who are new to my channel, I have an ever-growing playlist with career tips and advice, so make sure you check that out. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do, and when you do, please hit that notification bell. So I wanted to preface our conversation by saying that there are two types of people that should really watch this particular video. One is for those of you who are looking to work remotely in a new country, or really, in essence, open up your job search because maybe currently there's not a lot in your area or you are wanting to expand your skill set. So I think that this video would be applicable to those people, as well as those that want to just move into a new country. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to move. You can certainly work remotely, but if you are looking to move to a new country and work from there and maybe create a new life, then this would be very appropriate. So diving into today's topic of conversation, we are going to be covering three main sites. And at the end, we're going to be discussing some of the resources available that you really should take note of if you're wanting to get an international job. Okay, so my first recommendation is Indeed. One of the reasons why I picked that is because I have literally used it my entire career as a recruiter. I highly recommend it. They are the largest online site for job searches. So I can't say enough about them. They actually will scrape every other job listing that is posted out there and bring it onto their site. So the chances of you finding more jobs in a more easy and convenient manner, it's just the convenience factor for me sold me on that. So just to give you an idea, there's 10 new job listings every second that is being advertised on Indeed. Now again, it's being scraped off different sites, so it's not as if the employer is going to Indeed and posting it, but again, it's all about convenience. Now on Indeed, of course, you can create a free account and search for job title, location, salary requirements. So there's a lot of filters that you can really use to help you in finding that perfect job. So my second recommendation is Careerjet. Now, what I found Careerjet to be really good at is not so much as the volume of jobs, but there are jobs in over 90 countries. Hard to beat that because although Indeed is, a force to be reckoned with for sure, but they certainly don't have the listings for 90 countries in particular, so it's not as robust in that arena as Careerjet. So if maybe you're trying to find a particular country that is not very well represented in other job sites, I think Careerjet would be your best bet. So my last recommendation is Expat Network, and I really like them because there's 100 countries being represented on that database. So like all the other ones, you can certainly search for location, job title, and so forth, and there's some advanced searches as well. Now, I want to point out that all these three sites do have the typical type of jobs, so IT, healthcare, human resources, marketing, sales, all those types of industry are very well represented. So I really liked all three of them for those reasons. And what I want to leave you is resources. Now, some of these sites are great. I think Expat does a really good job of giving you some resources, checklist, anything that you would need in order to make that transition from where you're currently living to a new country. And so it's really great because they do provide you with like moving tips and things like that. They also have a blog. So it's really nice. So make sure that you are looking for those extra resources on those sites. Indeed wasn't that great on this side of the spectrum, but I will say that Careerjet did pretty well on this front as well. I will say out of the three, Expat Network did the very best job in providing anyone looking for an international job with some really great resources. Now, I also wanted to point out that one of the biggest obstacles as a recruiter is finding someone that is actually fluent in that language in the country that you're applying to. So When I get a lot of software developers that don't speak English as well, it becomes a hindrance, and sometimes it has become, unfortunately, and I'm just going to tell you straight up, that it has become an issue in hiring somebody because there's a lack of communication or the barrier of that communication. People may not understand you, you may not understand everything that they're saying to you, and so, you know, language has its nuances as well, so it isn't just, you know, I studied French for 4 years, but I can't honestly take a job in France. There's no way. So I understand it when I hear it to a certain extent, but I am not an expert. I'm not fluent. I would say I'm more of, you know, casual conversationalist. So if you're looking for a job internationally and you're not well versed in that language, please make sure that, you know, take a class. Bring those skills up to a new level that is actually going to help you to get hired in that new country. So there's so many resources for that. I would say just Google some of those resources as well. I mean, there's just so many of them, and it works different for everybody. I know that I've had people say, oh, use this site, you know, to keep up with your French, or, you know, there's this other site, and not every site is going to be accommodating to your skill level. And the way some of the information is, you know, provided to you, we all learn differently, so keep in mind that not every site is going to be the best for you. So I'm not going to make those recommendations, but I trust that you can certainly do some really great Google searches for that. So as you know, on this channel, we have ongoing conversations about the fourth industrial revolution and what that's going to mean to you and your job over the short and the long term. So please make sure you're checking out some of those playlists because, you know, as AI gets implemented into the workforce, a lot of us will be displaced. And so you don't want to wait until that shoe drops and you're having to pivot at the last moment when you're just getting, you know, your layoff documents and getting told that you are getting laid off. So please make sure you're preparing now. So with that said, I just want to say thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. I deeply appreciate your kind support, and I will see you in my next video. Take care and have a lovely rest of your day.